Okay, we're going to do a video today on how to install the rocket rim clutch. The rocket rim clutch is a new clutch from SMC, and it's a very high quality clutch, and it's actually very similar to the Stinger clutch that maybe a lot of you have been using. But it's a very higher quality, and I think it will get rid of some of the problems where you're seeing clutches wear out on a regular basis. So let's open up the box, and the box comes with the rocket rim clutch, and it'll come apart. And there will be also 3 packages in here. You'll have most of the hardware, and then you'll have 2 packages, and you'll see one says for inboard, and the other one's for outboard. So I highly recommend always installing your clutch inboard, because what that allows you to do is get the clutch closer to the inside of the cart. And by doing that, you'll have a lot more left side weight. If you're hanging the motor off the edge of the cart by going, and you'll often do that when you go outboard, you have not a very good balance on your cart. So the outboard one's here, but we're not going to use that one today. Like I said, if you really have to go outboard, then I guess you got to. That's what you'll see maybe on some 2-cycle chassis. So we'll get out the parts here for the nuts, the bolt for the inboard clutch. All right, and then we'll take out the other components here. Get those all out. All right, then also the rocket rim clutch, when it comes from SMC, it doesn't come with a sprocket. So you'll have to purchase the sprocket separately to install on the clutch. Now, this is what a lot of people refer to as a Bully designed sprocket, but it's a little bit of a misnomer because SMC actually was the original designer of this style of sprocket, and then Bully copied them and then kind of made it popular. But I think you'll find that the SMC sprockets are actually higher quality, and they'll also fit into the drum a little bit better. So let's go in and put the sprocket into the clutch, and you're probably going to have to push this in pretty hard, because what you'll see is a pretty tight fit on the clutch. All right, and then that component will actually mount in with a snap ring here to hold that in place. So you want to take that snap ring and kind of put it in place here. There we go. All right, so the snap ring is on there, on tight to hold the sprocket in place. Now the next thing you want to do is you want to install this component into the clutch, and before you do that, you want to place one of these washers on the inside. Now also, before you install this, you want to put some grease, and this is actually a jar of grease that we sell here at 206 Insider. Basically, it's about 1 ounce in a 2-ounce jug of high quality grease. This is actually Timken bearing grease, which is about Timken racing bearing grease, which is one of the best grease you get. And this will last you a really long time, because you're only going to take a really small amount and then apply it to the inside of the clutch needle bearing inside of here. Get some grease in on the inside, and that just helps protect it from wearing as it's being used. Okay, so now we're going to insert that into the needle bearing, and we got a little bit of a, and we gotta clean this grease off a little bit. And then what we want to do is we want to install, you want to place another washer on, and then we're going to install this snap ring. So to do this, you'll need a snap ring pliers, and you want to place that around there, and it should just snap into place. Now that's all in there tight, and this will rotate. Okay, now you pretty much got the clutch all assembled, and you can insert the drum. You might have to squeeze it in there a little bit. But what you'll see on this clutch is that it's actually kind of tight here, and it'll rub a little bit, and that is actually normal for this clutch. If you've been using the Flame or the Stinger clutches, they typically really are smooth and roll loose like this, but the SMC clutch is actually going to rub a little bit. When you start your engine, that'll completely go away. Okay, so now we want to install the clutch onto the engine, and so we'll insert it on there, and we'll push it in, and then you want to try to get this. You're going to need to put this in here, and you'll have to line this up, and maybe we'll pull that out just a little bit. Then that should go in there. Okay, and then you'll see that actually fits pretty well. And then you have this washer, and you can see that this washer will fit right into that hole there. And then you insert your bolt. And then you will need a half inch driver, and you want to give it. Now it says that you want to typically torque this down to a certain specification, but what I found is using an impact gun, we'll put it just about the right we'll torque it just about the right poundage, and then when you want to take it off, obviously, to be fairly easy just to pop it back off again. So that's essentially what you want to do here, and we'll just snap it back on there again. Oops, wrong way. And then you've got your clutch installed. And now, one of the things you want to do is when you go out to the track, you want to go out and test that your clutch is engaging at the right RPM. And what you're looking for is the clutch to engage about 3,100 to 3,200 RPMs. That's the right spot for you to hit the peak torque of the engine. The peak torque of the Briggs 206 will go from about 3,000 to 4,000. So you'll be entering at 3,100, 3,200. You'll be getting into it at the beginning of the torque curve. So that's it. And then a lot of times it's a really good practice when you go out onto the track to every time you go out to look at your clutch engagement. When you take off, you'll be able to see where the clutch engages, and then just keep an eye on that and make sure you're engaging at the right speed, and then you'll have a lot less problems on the track. So I hope this video is helpful, and thank you very much.